somehow it's not raining out today. Last few videos I did, it was raining out, but now it's dry. So hopefully that's a good sign. Maybe this is going to be a good one, or maybe not. I have meta away missions, and I have away missions that are kind of about the channel. This one is about myself. What am I going to talk about? With my personal philosophy towards how I fit in, in my imagination into Starfleet, and why. You notice that I wear red. I wear TOS red and the gold for my TNG style outfit. That's operations. In my mind, I'm fitting into engineering. It sucks and it annoys me to no end that my color was the one that had to change for TNG. When we got to TNG, they had to switch red to gold or yellow, what have you. And it drives me crazy. I just want to stay red. Not because I like the color red, but because I'm perfectly happy staying inside the ship. What? You don't want to go outside the ship? Are you crazy? The adventure is the ship for me. Like, that's what I want to see more than anything. I just want to see the ship. People have asked me, if you had a holodeck, where would I go? I'd go to the ship. I'd simulate the ship in the holodeck. What more is there? Right? I guess people come at it from many different angles, but I do side-eye those people who are wearing command, or say they're in command, or say they're a captain. Really? Do you want to be a captain? Do you want all that responsibility? Do you want to just destroy things? I don't want to destroy things. I want to build things. With that episode, The Salat Who Ate Its Tail, pretty good episode from Stranger World Season 3, we destroy that alien ship, and I felt bad about destroying the alien ship, the big bad ship in that episode. And a commenter did kind of talk about how the fact that they were in the right to do it, and yada, yada, yada. They had to destroy the ship to save themselves. I understand. But at the same time, I felt bad for the crew of that ship, not just because they were who they were, no spoilers, but I would feel so bad if they were not humans. I guess I just give away the plot of that episode. Spoilers. But I felt bad for the ship. Okay? I tend to anthropomorphize things. And this has been something I've noticed way before I ever saw Star Trek. I have a problem with destroying things in real life. When I was a kid, people would go to a dump or something where they had old cars, and they would smash the windows out of the cars. Why not? It's just a fun thing. It's garbage. And I would never do that. I wouldn't be able to bring myself to destroy anything that was built. I just can't do it. I can't. A few weeks ago, I had to break something to fit it into the garbage, and I just couldn't do it. And it was just a piece of glass or something. I just couldn't. In my mind, there's a little piece of the soul of the creator in the thing that was created. Okay? Like, if I make a little model of something, I think that my brain is inside that model. But I unfortunately extend that to small things, like a hose, or like a plastic crate. Like, I extend that to little objects, and I just can't bring myself to, like, destroy things like that. So I try very hard not to hold on to them. I try to forget, and I try not to look at them because I feel bad for them, right? And I've heard that that's the mentality of hoarders. I'm not a hoarder, thankfully, but I'm related to hoarders who just have a house full of everything. So I'm borderline. I'm a borderline hoarder, which I think makes me an engineer in Star Trek, because I don't want to destroy a ship. I don't want to really get into a direct confrontation with anybody. The adventure is the ship for me, and I'm perfectly fine just hiding in the ship. I'm perfectly fine with that. And I just want to make things work, and I want things to stay whole. There's a little piece of all the people involved with creating something. Like, if that, like a car door I'm looking at, people had to make that. People had to think of that. It took thousands of years to build that car door I'm looking at. Right? This piece of foliage, I don't feel the same about that because I can't tell you how long it took to make this. It's ambiguous. I don't understand it. It's just something. It's just there's nothing here. I can't identify, a lineage of people who made this grass. It was just here. It's accidental almost, in a sense, depending on who you ask. But I feel that way about objects created by sentient people. It bothers me. I don't like putting a pickaxe through pavement, for example. Like, I don't even like that. But that's just how I feel about these things. And in Picard Season 3, there's this moment where I believe they defeated the villain. No spoilers. The villain was dead, but they destroyed the enemy ship anyway. The big bad ship for that season, the Shrike. They destroyed the Shrike, I believe, after it was totally immobilized. And I believe it was Seven of Nine who gave the order, and she did it with such vindictive nature. I just felt really, really bad for the ship, if I'm honest with you. Like, put your Starfleet hat on, you would probably say, oh no, we got to tow that ship back to Earth and we got to tear it down and look at every single thing in it and figure out how it worked. But then in my heart, I'm saying, I don't want to hurt that ship because the ship is innocent. What did the ship do? What did the Shrike do to us? Nothing. The Shrike is just the ship. And, if I'm honest, I would pretty much never be destroying ships if I could help it. You destroy ships as a direct consequence of having to win. You have to win, that's it. But destroying them like an action movie way, like yelling and then saying, destroy that ship, press a button. After the ship was defeated, it's never sat right with me. Just the same as I feel bad about like cutting a hose in half, I would feel bad about destroying an enemy ship even. It's just how I am, and I'm not going to be able to change it because I've been like that since I was like 3 years old. I wouldn't tear things to pieces. I wouldn't make a mess. To my own detriment, I wouldn't break things. It's just the way things go. I have a hard time modeling it in 3D. My latest DeviantArt project, I destroyed a Klingon D7, and it was a rough one. It was rough, but I got through it. Concentrated, and I stood the course, and I got through it. But that's why I usually will just have a difference of opinion with people on the channel who comment about, like, when I feel bad about defeating the enemy. Oftentimes they don't oftentimes they don't realize I'm extending the empathy physically to the ship, which it feels like a fault when I talk about it. It feels like a problem because I could see how that easily could go south and I would cause some kind of dangerous problem where I should have destroyed the enemy ship. That's why I'm not in command. I often say that. I'll say this and that, and then the disclaimer, that's probably why I wear red. It's just the way things go. I've always been drawn to those engineer characters. I don't know what it is. And just the same as how I don't understand mentally how some people are drawn to medical. I don't get it. It's like trying to explain. It's not that it makes me mad. I don't understand it. It's like trying to explain to a fish what air is. They're not going to understand. Like trying to explain to me why somebody would want to be in medical and see people die. That's the opposite of engineering. In engineering, you see people who were born through the technology that continues working, right? The inventor of such and such a device is living forever because the machine is working. It's we're creating. But anybody who was drawn to the other side and says that, oh, no, I always wore blue because yada, 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 science thing or medical thing, they're going to have the opposite view. And you have these two, I don't know if anyone has put it this way, the red and blue shirts being the opposite of each other, but the gold shirt, that's command in TOS. By being command, you were by default the middle. You were the mediator between the two, and you had to decide, where the chips fall, essentially. And I've never been a big fan of huge responsibilities. I like just staying in my lane. And that doesn't really make me a mover and shaker, but it makes me who I am. And who I am is Lieutenant Mark. And I'm going to see you in a few days, I guess, when we review Star Trek Con. And maybe there's a little surprise before then. Who knows? So long.